feel good. Take a shower, get ready here, get the view, here, boom, you get to work. We are in Mission Viejo today. This is one of the most beautiful gated communities. Gonna be walking the property, and I want you guys to walk it with me. Hey, Durud everybody, Ms.Newport Beach here, and we are touring this gorgeous 4-bed, 3-bath in Mission Viejo, all things Southern Orange County. So let's walk inside. Today it's raining, so we gotta put our shoe covers. Now I want to show you this gorgeous, beautiful house. It's 4-bed, 3-bath in the heart of Mission Viejo, and I love the way they have designed. I love these old style, old school designs of homes, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna show you why I really, really like it. Come with me. So as you walk in, right away you have this beautiful little private living room area. Look at all the natural lights you get. Look at all those windows, and it has direct access to the little backyard, and with that mini chandelier. This creates a space where if you want to entertain guests but you don't want them to be inside your house, or if you have a lot of guests, or if you have a lot of people over but you need a quiet space after dinner or before lunch or whatever, you can just entertain them here. Or maybe you're at home and you just don't want to be where all the actions are happening. You can just come over here, and I want you to look at the natural light. So I'm going to turn this light off. Even without the lights, even when it is very gloomy, as you see, it's been raining today, surprisingly, in California, it's still very light. That's why I like the old-fashioned design process, where you would create different spaces. You wouldn't just put one rectangle with the kitchen in the middle and everybody around it. You actually, you would think about the spaces and the experiences each space creates. Now, as we walk forward, you have this gorgeous set of stairs with the chandelier. Look at the attention to the detail on that chandelier and also on these stairs. Look at the staircase. And again, the natural light. And I want you to see, look, hold on one second. Look at that. Look how gorgeous. Just a little bit of attention, and it makes a difference in the space. So as we go forward, you have this space here. This is a storage under the stairs. I know if my daughter were here, she would have turned this place into her playroom. So then, this is what I'm saying. You come forward and boom, there is another private space for the dining experience. A lot of natural light. You see, no light is on. I'm going to turn the light on so you can see it with the light as well. Look at that. So you see how just by paying a little bit of attention to how you design, and I'm talking about the planning part, the actual architects, it makes a huge difference. And you have access, direct access, just like the other living room, to the backyard. And you have these two windows that give you a good view and also a lot of natural lights. And then right in front of it is one of the bedrooms, the downstairs bedroom, the bathroom area. The lights just come on. And shower. So everything is gold and mixed with the flooring, which is natural wood, and you see that throughout the entire house, has gold, as you can see, the wood, and the black and white. So now let's look at the bedroom. This is a very good sized bedroom. Again, look at that window, like beautiful. Creates a lot of natural light. The lights come on in the closet. If you notice, all the closets in this house are the entire length of the wall. So you walk in, the closet is actually bigger than the doors. And I'm going to show you the ones upstairs because they are in the exact same manner. Okay. There we have the garage. This is the laundry room with the sink here. So when you live in Mission Viejo, you can have access, direct access and private access to the lake, to the Mission Viejo Lake. Let's look at the garage first, because I think the garage looks very good. Hold on. If you're a car enthusiast, you might like this space. It has enough space for 2 full-size cars, and you can see the black again throughout the whole house. You have these lights. And you have access to the side of the backyard where you put the trash, and you can take the trash directly, boom, outside. We're gonna look at the living room and the kitchen first, and then we'll go outside. Okay. Let's lock all the doors. Don't want any unwanted visitors. Okay. Now, this room could be used for, if you have kids and your oldest kid doesn't want to be upstairs and wants to be a little bit more independent, they can take that room. It's right by the laundry room, but they have their own bathroom. They're gonna have to share it with the guests, but they have direct access from the garage. Now, you walk out again, you see the dining room. To your left is that living room. And here is what you can call the family room. Now, this is a little bit older in style because of this little bench space, which I love. I know, I have an architecture background, so my architect comes out every time I walk in a house. But I really like this. First of all, it creates a space between the chimney or the fireplace and the rest of the space. But it also creates a space for you to decorate, or you can sit here. It just creates a very fun, dynamic space for people to use. So this, I would say, is the living area. There's no TV, which I am a huge fan of. I think TVs really mess the place up, but you can live without one, right? But you would put it up there if you were to get a TV. And you can even put like shelves or like a bookcase right there in that little opening. This is the living area or family room, and right behind it is the kitchen. Again, you see that 3 different separate spaces, and each of them is big enough to entertain many, maybe like 5-6 people easily, if not more. Now, the kitchen is quite big. Look at these white countertops. Again, white with the wood and gold, and the black for some of the doors. See the cabinets, very spacious and big. Let's see if it closes on this side. Okay. And I like the width of this countertop because you can seat people there, as you can see. It's a high countertop. And they have chairs, but you could also, if you're cooking or something, you can do it on this side easily. And you have the island with the oven, with a gas oven in the middle. And then you have, the microwave with another oven, the stainless steel refrigerator. I like these little spaces. And on the other side, what they have done is they have created a little area for you to sit down. So if you are cooking here and you feel like maybe while your food is cooking, you need to study, you need to check something out, you need to read something online, you can easily do it here. I really appreciate these little design hacks. You have no idea. So this is the kitchen. Again, lots and lots of natural light. Let me turn the lights on so you can see it with the lights on as well. This is with the lights on. We're gonna look at the family room with the lights on too, but this is what you have for the kitchen with all the lights, recessed lights, which I like even better. Now let's look at the family room. And the fan came on too. I like that. There's central AC as well. And a ceiling fan. Okay, now let's walk outside. It is very quiet. It's quite spacious. And it's very peaceful. And that's the access to the garage and also to the side to take the trash. Let's walk to the other side. This house has only been on the market for 3 days. Look at that. I think that's a lemon tree. It's quite hard, but it's a lemon. Home lemon trees, the trees from home lemon trees taste completely different. They're divine. And this is, the access to both the dining and the first living room. The concept of having a living room when you just walk in the house, it's actually a very, very old concept, because if you have people in the house, and let's look at one last look at the backyard before we go in. So the concept is, if you walk in and you have people over, or you're not decent, you need to, change or just take care of yourself in that first living room, you can. Also, with houses that have access to the kitchen privately, because you can come from that side, you come here. In the olden days, where cooking was everything, and especially in my culture, the Persian culture, you didn't want your guests to know that you're not ready for them. So what you would do is, you would bring all the food, not to here and not through the main door, but you would keep your guests here until the food arrives from the side to the kitchen. You know, reputation was everything back then for everybody, not only for business owners. So you would prepare the food and you would pretend like you were ready and the food is ready and everything. And then you would invite them over. Hey, would you like to come? Maybe have some tea or coffee or something before dinner. And then you would have your dinner here. I think it takes a lot of stress away from just having a house and having people over. Okay, let's go upstairs. Let me see if the lights come on. Yes. As you step on them. Loved it. Okay. Let's go up. Gorgeous spiral staircase. Now look, this is another hack of the old way of designing where you paid attention to detail. You walk in, and instead of having turned this into another bedroom or putting it in the master, this is just another space. You can hang out, you can just take a break. Or if you have kids, this could be the place where your kids play. Look at the natural light again. Again, black with the wood and the gold and the white throughout the whole house. So as you walk in the stairs, you have this little living area, I guess, which I really appreciate. You could even, just like they did it here, turn it into a workspace. Now, let's walk to the master. Before we walk in, there's this cabinetry closet space. Now let's walk into the master. Quite spacious. Look at the 3 windows. Love it. I'm gonna walk in again. I want you to feel how welcoming it is with the natural light. If you notice, there's nothing crazy about this style. It's just very well thought through. Oh, there's no TV downstairs, but there's one in the bedroom. I personally don't like a TV in the bedroom, but that's just me. Now, right in front of it is the bathroom area and the closets. We have 2 closets, 2 walk-in closets, one on the left and one identical on the right. Lots of closet space, and then you walk in. Another thing I appreciate is the sink area is separated. This one is obviously for the man of the house, for the gentleman, for any guy, and I'm going to tell you why. Because this one on this side has a little sitting area. We call it the toiletry, where you can do your makeup. You have the bathtub with the shower. This is the shower area. Again, the gold, white, black, and wood. The continuity of the design. And this is the second sink area. Again, very welcoming. You feel good. You take a shower, walk in here, you know, get ready, walk in here, get the view. Whoa, I'm ready for my day. Beautiful. Come here, boom, you get to work. Or you go down this beautiful set of stairs. But before that, let's look at the other 2 bedrooms. This is one of them. Very nice. And the closet, again, You see, the closet is bigger than the doors. It's the whole length of the wall. Great for your kids. Another little nook if your kid wants to read, if you just want to work on a project. I enjoy places or spaces like this because it makes you stop and think, you know, pause for a moment. So this is the bathroom for the kids, or if you have a guest, you can, I guess, they can use it too. But it has two sinks, a bathtub in the bathroom, of course, toilet. This is the other bedroom. Again, lots of natural light. A big closet. I like it. Now we go down again. Look at this natural light. It doesn't really take that much. It just takes a little bit attention to the details to create a space this nice. I think if you live here, your electricity bill is going to be a lot lower than what you think. Just a joke. But you see the light turns on? But just because there's no reason for you to turn that many lights on during the day. Okay, we're back down here again. So this was one of the houses that is for sale in Mission Viejo. And I know people who live in Mission Viejo, they specifically like it because it's very safe. It has very good school districts. The crime rate is very, very low. And they have direct access or private access to the lake. That gives them an opportunity in the summer to take the kids, because anybody else, we either have to have an invitation or I think we have to pay. But if you live here, um, you can have private access. And they have private beaches that if you don't live in Mission Viejo, you might not be able to have access to. Now, this house is ideal for a family of 4, even for a family of 5. You can turn those bedrooms into, if you have, 3 kids, one of those bedrooms can be 2 bedrooms, or you can put 2 beds. And the downstairs could be your guest area. And again, I enjoy houses like this because of the attention to details. I mean, it's very quiet, it's very secluded, but it's also because of the different spaces, you're not in each other's faces all the time. I like to entertain at my house. I don't necessarily like to cook for a huge, crowd, but I like to entertain. And I'm Persian. I mean, we like to entertain. We like to have people over, and that kitchen space with the living area in front of it, it just creates a very wholesome, very homely environment. So, and I've been looking at a lot of houses. There are many houses right now in Orange County, Southern Orange County, that are going up for sale or have been for sale for a little bit. I think the market is really turning. A lot of people were waiting. Were waiting for, because it's always like that. You wait, you have a crowd who waits because they want to make the best choice. They want to make the most educated. They want to see all the options. They want to make sure there's nothing else they could do or they could have done, right? So because of that, they just wait, which is very, very smart. But as the rates have gone up after COVID, during the little recession we had, the rates are much higher now. So they're not necessarily gonna go down, you know. So that's why there's a little bit more inventory in the market right now, and people are putting their houses up for sale because maybe they realize I don't want to wait that long to sell my house. And a lot of people are realizing I don't want to wait to buy a house. They always say you don't wait to buy a house, you buy a house and wait, because over time you build a lot of equity. The prices might change later on, the interest rate might go up. So it's always a better bet to buy a house now if you can. And obviously, for anybody who's interested, there are a lot of different options. There's a lot of help to get for your down payment, to get a loan. And the first step would be to talk to someone, first step would be to know what it is that you're actually looking for, right? Because over here, this is a private community. It's very safe. The kids can play and run outside without you having to worry what's going to happen to the kids. The design is very beautiful, lots of natural light. It makes you even feel happy. And again, direct access or private access to the lake. And it is not too far from the major highway, so you don't have to drive for a long time to get to the highway, or to go to another neighboring city, or to go to work, depending on where you work. But this is not too far away from major highways, so that's a huge plus, that it is secluded and it feels very private, but you're not too far from the major highways or to get to any other place that you want to get to. Mission Viejo is also towards the south of southern Orange County. It's a couple of cities over than you will be in San Diego. Makes it a little bit more desirable because the weather is always nice here. I mean, as compared to a lot of other states who are getting a lot of snow and all of that. It's very nice here. It still gets cold ish in the winter, but it's also, there are a lot of hills in Mission Viejo, and there which you might not like when you're walking, but it makes up for a better view, for much more beautiful views. And also it makes up for better weather, believe it or not, because you go higher. Not a lot, but just a little bit, maybe a couple of degrees. So this is this beautiful house, and the asking price is 1.8 million. I don't know if there is any room for negotiations, but it's only been on the market for 3 days. Now, if you have kids and if you can buy a house like this, I would choose Newport Beach, Mission Viejo, Aliso Viejo, some parts of Costa Mesa, or San Juan Capistrano. These are very good, or Irvine. They have very good school districts. They have great weather, and the houses are quite spacious. So for California, you still pay more than a lot of other places, but at least if you buy in these cities, what you pay for is noticeable in the quality of the house, where you live, the private community, the school districts, and you usually have great neighbors. And what I love about private communities is that your kids can play outside. I grew up, we have a, I grew up in Iran, but we had a great big yard, and there was always at least 8 to 10 kids. We were all playing outside. Some kids played on the streets, and there was no fear of your kids being hijacked, which is a fear these days. So these private communities kind of take over that fear for a lot of parents. So, anyways, if you need more information, let me know. And please Comment below, tell me what you liked about this property, or if there are any properties you want to see. Like and subscribe to the channel so I can make more and more videos like this for you, so you can walk the properties with me.